Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Monster Hunter World. KULVE TAROTH has made her grand return, and we've only got her available for a week. So we really want to take advantage of this opportunity to get some of these amazing weapons and pieces of gear while we can. So today we're going to be going over an extremely good part breaker and critical element build that will be good for any weapon as well as just about any element that you want to use. Now, for those of you that don't know, KULVE TAROTH does have quite a few elemental weaknesses depending on the state that she's in. I really like the dragon element because she's going to be weak to it at any point in the fight, and it's just a really good element to use. Now, when she's going to be covered in gold, she's going to have extreme weakness to the dragon element as well as the thunder element, but once she breaks off all of her gold, she'll be moderately weak to dragon still and extremely weak to ice damage, but no longer weak to thunder at all. Now, she does always also have moderate weakness to water damage as well, so that is another good option too. Now, in these clips, we are showing off the build with the insect glaive, and I do think that it's a very good weapon for fighting KULVE TAROTH, especially to break the horn. Now, with all that being said, if you guys do enjoy this video and or find it useful, don't forget to show your support and smash that like button. It really helps out. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the equipment. Now, as mentioned, we are showing off this build with the insect glaive, but you can use any weapon as well as any element that you so desire with this particular build. Now, this build is going to be running attack boost level 5, critical eye level 3, weakness exploit level 3, part breaker level 3, which is extremely important, critical boost 2, and dragon attack 1. Now, there's quite a few skills in here that can be increased depending on the build that you're going for, and we'll go into that with the jewels here in just a second. Now, we are going to be running the breaker charm 2. Now, you can use any of the mantles or whatever you want in these particular slots. It doesn't really matter. That's completely up to you. Now, we are using the Wrath Soul Helm beta and the Rathalos Mail beta to get the critical element bonus. We're also using the Kaiser Vambracers beta, the Nergigante Coil beta, and the Dober Greaves beta. Now, the real important bonus here is the critical element, which increases elemental damage when landing critical hits. And that's why we've stacked the 3 levels of critical eye on here instead of boosting our attack a little bit more, because having that increased crit chance as well as the critical boost and the Rathalos Mastery really stacks to add up a lot of damage. Now, for our jewels, we do have 1 dragon jewel in here to increase our dragon elemental damage. We've got 3 expert jewels, a critical jewel to get an extra level of critical boost. Then we've got the destroyer jewel, the final level of part breaker, and we've got an attack jewel in here to get us our final level of attack boost. Well, actually, we really don't need that. You could actually stack 1 more critical eye in there if you so desire. I really only like to run about attack boost level 4 just to get the extra affinity as well as the attack. I really feel like going too much higher, it doesn't really benefit the build as much as getting more critical to get the procs from the Rathalos Mastery as well as the critical boost. Now, depending on the element that you're running, you can obviously swap out the jewels for other elemental jewels, and you can swap out the majority of these for any skills that you want to really kind of change it up to your own personal playstyle. Now, all in all, this does do quite a bit of damage, and if you're looking for a insect glaive build, this is going to be a very good one for fighting KULVE TAROTH. Now, let's go ahead and just get all of these here, and we'll show you the damage that we're running here without any food or any buffs. And we'll go ahead and just do some basic combos here real quick. And you can see that the damage is pretty darn good. You know, it's a really good part breaker build, and I actually use this for other things than KULVE TAROTH if I'm just farming up materials as well. So this is both good for KULVE TAROTH and just farming up any parts that you may need to build anything you want. Now, since I mentioned that you can use this with just about any weapon, you'll see here that we can just go ahead and switch out to, let's say, the Decimation Claws. Now, obviously, if you're going to be running something that needs some handicraft, you're going to have to switch out weapons. Like if you're using the Devil Joe weapons, we can go ahead and switch to that. This build will also work well with it since we are already increasing our affinity. So we can switch to the Wrathful Predation. And since we just need 1 level of the actual handicraft, we can go ahead and use the KULVE TAROTH belt if you have that. Let's see here. Where is it? I don't even know. My life is a disaster and the struggle is for realsies. There it is. KULVE TAROTH Malice. You can actually use this to get the handicraft. Then you'll actually have Well, you can't really do too much else, but you'll have an extra slot here. So if you're running the Dober Greaves, that gives you 2 attack, and if you have 2 attack jewels, you'll actually have that extra jewel slot to still get your attack up to attack level 3, so you get the increased attack as well as the increased affinity. Unfortunately, I only have 1 attack jewel because I'm terrible and just have the worst luck in the freaking world. We can go ahead and put the Destroyer jewel back in there, and then we'll go ahead and just put a Dragon jewel just to increase our Dragon elemental damage, if I can find one. There it is. And you can see we're running the exact same skills, except obviously now since we needed the handicraft, we've got slightly lower attack, and if we had the attack jewel, then we could put it in there. But otherwise, we still are going to be able to get that white level of sharpness. Now, obviously, it would be quite a bit better if we could add a sharp jewel in here. So this is where Wetfish Fin Plus is going to come in very, very handy. So if you guys don't know how to get the Wetfish Fin Plus, there will be a video in the cards as well as the description. So you can figure out how to do that. You won't have to actually worry about stacking Grinder, which is very, very useful. Now, this dual blades build is just absolutely rampaging KULVE Taroth. It's I usually switch between either the dual blades or the insect glaive. Also use the late bowgun a lot as well, but you're really not going to have to run a critical element build doing that. So I hope you guys all enjoyed the build. As you can see, it is very versatile, and with just a few changes, you can adjust it to just about any weapon, as well as adjusting it to your personal playstyle. But I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to show your support and smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe for more Monster Hunter World news, updates, builds, and everything Monster Hunter that you could desire. Now, I hope you guys all have good luck breaking KULVE Taroth's horns and getting all of the amazing equipment before she leaves, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.